Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Always, and welcome back to Super Hostile Modded Dalania. In the last episode, we were in the Grand Exchange and we got the orange wool. So if you want a reference on the map, we were like in this, that area right there, on those cliffs, and we got the orange wool. We had to come back here, had to re-equip. We lost our old diamond chest plate, but we have a new one, and it's pretty good, I would say. I did a lot of work when I was grinding out for the upgraded chest plate and re-equipping, basically. But I'll show you guys that in a second. We have a little bit of base building stuff to do, and then we are going to go somewhere that we've been before because there's a wool there. And I will be blunt, I know which wool it is. I already kind of looked it up, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't try to look up things. I was more looking up I was just looking at stuff for the Super Hostile Online, and I noticed and it looked familiar. So we're going to go back there. Not going to tell you where, you're going to be surprised. But yeah, we'll head out there here soon. We have a little bit of base building to do. So first things first, we do have the orange wool. We're going to put that in here, and I believe the orange wool is the second wool. So the next wool that we're supposed to get is the magenta, and that's the one we're going to go get. I don't know about the light blue wool. We know where the brown, I believe it's the gray or light gray, I'm not sure which, and the cyan. So unfortunately we know some of the later wools, but we'll kind of go back exploring after a bit. But we have a ton of loot crates to open, and then I want to do a little bit of base work with infrastructure. Let's go ahead and open the loot crates first, so don't expect too much good stuff. We got a random advanced spell, so that was the spawner loot. Not bad stuff. Infernal tier 1 is going to be kind of terrible stuff. We did get buff elixirs, which is somewhat nice. So let's go ahead and put most of this stuff away. Don't really have much use for a lot of stuff, but it's fine. So tier 2, we'll start getting some better stuff. Some extra loot crates, care package, and novice or apprentice spell. We have some experience type stuff. That's always nice, but most of the equipment and whatnot is kind of terrible. Infernal tier 3 is when we can start getting exciting stuff. Looks like a lot of diamond stuff, some steel and silver. And then we have 3 Infernal tier 4. Cracked Black Dragon Scale, a Mandragora Pot, Diamond Chest Plate, Ancient Coin, Spawn Goron, Death Worm, and a Beacon. Whew. Some of that stuff is pretty good. The diamonds are nice. I don't have a reason to spawn a Gorgon. We do have some hunting quests. I don't know if any of this stuff is something that we're going to have to worry about. But, yeah. Definitely some dangerous things. So Cyclops, that's our horse. I saw something move in the corner of my eyes and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" Classic task. We can get a structure. So we can get all these spell books. I really want the bookshelves. We'll go ahead and do all this. This was for defeating a wizard. So we have all of that stuff now. Let's put some stuff away. The Black Dragon Scale is pretty good, and the Ancient Coin is something that we're gonna need. There's gonna be a lot of rewards for the fish farm, so I'm gonna save that. We could also turn that into let's see, currency exchange. We can turn that into diamond fragments. Not really worth it. Okay, so let's just put a bunch of stuff. Don't need the lectern. We have some more things. We also have more spell stuff we can get. So we'll go ahead and grab all of that for defeating void creepers and witches, Minecraft witches. And then for defeating skeleton warriors, rocket creepers, we get more stuff. And for this, I think what I want... I mean, we could start getting fortune. I don't really mind anything. I think Unbreaking 3 is like the best enchanted book we can get right now. So let's go ahead and put these down for right now. We're not doing too much. Can't I use these for... can't I use these for... I can. Alright, so that is a thing that we're going to do. We have a bunch of things to Force Arrow, Heal Ally, Firebomb. We have a bunch of books to go through. And Summon Skeleton, Featherfall, Fireball. Nothing super great. Let's go ahead and Grapple, Frost Barrier. Okay. So we have more stuff that we can get. So we have 2 iron tokens. We have more iron tokens to go exchange. And more copper tokens. So that is more Infernal Tier 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and open those. And something to note. Last episode, we took the skill in the farming of Hungry Farmer. Makes eating a passive task. That is terrible. We can, and I hate saying this, we can reset things. So skill progression, there's a reset all skills and traits. You have to click 3 check marks if you are serious. Probably not need this, but some players regret taking certain traits such as auto-eating. Yes, I am. Auto-stepping I actually like. You do not get your experience back. So we would lose all of this, which is terrible. So I'm going to store up a bunch of experience, and then we're going to do that. So that is the plan for that situation. Let's go ahead and we have loot list 1. We have 4 of these. Okay, nothing great, nothing bad. Let's go ahead and open the stuff that doesn't matter as much. So some dust, some ingots, non-dragon, buff elixirs are always nice, and care package, which also gave us nostalgic food. So there is a lot of super hostile online stuff in this mod pack now, which is fine. So thick bacon, hearty chowder, they're just foods. They are stacks of foods, which is nice. But let's see, 5 random spells and 3 advanced ones. So let's go put some of these away. Yeah, there was the auto eating. And we only had 1, so that is actually kind of nice. Whoops, you come back. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Entrapment, Curse Ward, Tornado. Shield, Replenish Hunger, and Frost Ray. And then, is it just 1 more? Just 1 more. Igloo. Okay. So let's just make sure everything is good. Alright, so with that out of the way, I think I have, yeah, the stuff is in there. We're not really using magic right now, so that's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to complete a quest. And I'm going to make some stuff later, but I'm probably going to change all of our farming because I have a ton of this fertile soil, and I've been collecting a lot of different things. Unfortunately, I have, while I have, would have been better just to right-click that with an empty hand. I made an item frame so that we can have an iron axe, and this iron axe has fortune 3. So we had some of the spores, the Lucius spores. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more, so we're out of those. We need to get more of those. I'm gonna eventually redo most of this like cropland. Because like fertile soil, we have so much of it, and it's so much better. So I'm going to probably do a lot of that. This stuff back here is mostly all good because this is all fertile soil. And we have, you know, tomatoes and peppers. But I need to redo, like, the main farms, and we're probably going to make them slightly smaller. I don't know yet. But I've started getting more and more farms. We have grape farms over here. I made this. This is, you know, 4 rows, 4 rows of grapes. Really nice. Because we need grapes and grape juice. So this is all the stuff we need for the different farming bundles. And what I have done is I have this here. This is set up to be automatically dealt with. So we can just put carrots in here, wheat in here, eggplant. I'm gonna call it eggplant. I know it says something different. Aubergine. That is the UK English. And then I have the reward stuff. This is all great, and I'm gonna just basically use this place. But there's something we can get that would make things so much easier. I also have bees over here. We have a bunch of bees just making honeycomb. They can just live. I will empty them out every once in a while. I do wonder how those react to hoppers. Let's find out. So we're going to take a hopper because we're not going to be using hoppers for these things anymore. Maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm going to start doing is I have like all of this set up like this. We are going to stop doing that. So let's see what happens if I put a hopper underneath. It doesn't matter where it goes. All right, so it takes that out, but it does not. Okay, perfect. So I will probably get the bees kind of all hoppered up and whatnot. So what we're gonna do is we need to craft 2 things, and one of those things I'm gonna need to craft regardless because it is needed to make grape juice. If you remember from the last modded series, Super Hostile modded, we were in Spellbound Caves 2. We were making grape juice with frogs. So I don't think I have any frog spawn eggs, but that is. Oh, hey, we got steel, so that's some experience. There is this whole quest that gives you frogs to power up your tutorial for pipes, but basically you can make a system to automate the crushing tub, and that's what we need to make. Also, is that yeah, we can get a crushing tub. So we need to make a crushing tub. It's 2 iron, some wood, and I think it was 3. And then we need some iron, and we also need an iron bar. So we're going to make the crushing tub and a grated hopper. And the grated hopper is just so that we can grab all that stuff. I will grab that stuff later. It's just so that we can get Xnet. So Xnet, if you've never seen this, is a pretty cool mod. And I've recently used it in Stone Block 3, and it's very powerful. And basically, I'm going to set up an Xnet system. I will need to make some of the items, specifically these connectors, which is just redstone, lapis, chests, and gold. And what you need to know is this. We're going to put Xnet probably, honestly, right here. And this thing we can hook up to all of these chests, and I might even turn them into barrels and rearrange this stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly yet. I will kind of figure it out. But I made these, so there's the loot, what is it called? It's FTB quests. So there is reward collectors, which is a quest book and a chest. And then task screens, which is stone and a quest book. You get the quest book back. I'm basically going to set up an Xnet system in this tower, which I believe there are actually villagers up there, and you can't get up there anymore. I might put a ladder just to make things a little bit nicer. But we're going to have an Xnet system so that we can automatically fill all the farming bundles. So whenever I want to, I just come right over here, put whatever in each of the chests, and it automatically goes in. Now, this mod pack does not have RF, and normally the controller requires RF. However, it doesn't actually use power, so you don't have to worry about it. So, I'm going to set that up off camera. I'm also going to set up the grape juice manufacturing plant off camera. I don't know where I'm going to put that yet. Probably down here. And then we can just continue making stuff. Now, why do I want to have automatic stuff? Well, if I put a bunch of this stuff in here, the farming quest that it repeats gets us random seeds or saplings. The first two do. And the big thing with that is that we need to get some of those saplings so we can get inkbrush seeds and bone mushroom spores and lucia spores, unless we can find them out in the world. Also, I set up the apiaries so we could get honey later. So that is kind of the idea. Now, obviously we've taken up a lot of time talking about the base and doing things here. I am going to go ahead, and I'll probably work a little bit on the farm stuff because I want to right now. And then we are going to head to the next dungeon. And so that's where I will meet you guys. I will show you the Xnet stuff later. I'll be honest, it's going to be something that I work on just to get it to work. This is not supposed to be anything to like show you how to use it. I don't understand I understand Xnet well enough, but not well enough to like explain. Go watch the Stone Block episode if you want to know more about Xnet. So that is the plan. I will see you. I almost tried to sign off of this episode. The episode is not over. We are going to head over to the dungeon and we'll go from there. So I'll be back in a bit. I lied. We are back here in Dalania City because I forgot there was one other thing I wanted to see if we could do, and that is we need to meditate. So we're going to put our sword in our hand. We are currently a fighter 1. What happens if we click this? Meditate on your focus and realize the power of fighter 2. So we have more health, more attack damage, and armor. So we have, in fact, gotten enough holes to power up, which is pretty cool. So I have switched up my food for the food bundle because that's going to be a lot more saturation, I do believe anyways. And yeah, let's go ahead and head up to where I want to go. So I got to get my bearings. We need to go this direction. So while we are traveling, we're going to talk just a little bit about a couple things. One, I have a pretty basic Xnet system. However, it's also kind of terrible. There's a ton of hoppers in there. It's ugly. So unfortunately, I'm using the Feed the Beast FTB quests. Has some blocks that are the task screen and the rewards collector. The rewards collector seem to attach to the connectors of Xnet, but the task screen does not. Which means that we can't use Xnet to automatically put things into the quest, the repeatable quests. Now, we could take the rewards out. I decided to go ahead and use just hoppers, pretty basic. And so the graded hopper that we just made, why are you being like this? The graded hopper that we had just made was something that we could use to filter items. And it works great to filter items, sorta. The problem with that is it also doesn't interact with the task screen. The only thing that can put items into the task screen is vanilla hoppers. So hold up. I'll finish this thought and then I'm gonna cut away and we'll get to the place that we're going, because I think I just took a wrong turn. I can't remember. I think it goes around. I think this is right. Anyways, so yeah, the problem is that nothing interacts with the other things. And so I just had to use a whole bunch of hoppers. There are like 3 hoppers per whatchamacallit, per thing that does the thing, per task screen. and it's terrible. Anyways, this is going to take me a while to get back up to where I'm heading. This is a ruined town. I don't know that there's anything of particular interest here, but yeah, which town is this? This town got attacked a little bit. I mean, this is the town center, but I don't know where any sort of information is on this place. Here it is. This is Luke Haven. Okay, so I am going to head to the dungeon, and I will meet you guys there in just a moment. Remember this place? This is where we're going to be. So let's go ahead and sleep through the night so that we can get a spawn point set and all that fun stuff. But yeah, this is the Noble's Retreat, and as it turns out, this is the Magenta Wool. So that's all I really know about this area. Is there anything else that I want? You know, we can carry one of these. I'm trying to get things so that we don't accidentally eat like spider eyes until we can get the skill reset and all that fun stuff. We're gonna have to deal with it. So this is the Noble's Retreat from a few episodes ago, and I got scared and left. But it seems like this place is actually the next location for us. So that's what we're going to work on. There are some spawners at the entrance, and we're gonna see what this place holds for us. I'm not too worried about things, but I would like to get. Look, let's try to hit things. Unfortunately, like the the natural spawns are going to be more terrible than anything else, I think. There's this little tower thing, and I don't know much about this area other than there are going to be, I think there's some invisible. Okay, I really dislike these guys being so close. The ice wraiths are a pain in the butt. So let's grab. I do like the blaze rods, but yeah, there's invisible guys. Okay, and they take a while to deal with. Let's go ahead and. I am eating so much food. This is ridiculous. Alright, so the invisible guys aren't the worst. It feels like I'm not getting the full saturation that we should be, because this stuff is like really good saturation. And it's just, we're just going through this food so quickly. Anyways. Let's go ahead and deal with these spawners. A little higher. A little higher. Alright, let's just aim at something else. Yeah, so there's those guys. And these are not the most terrible. It's an... Oh my god. They're annoying. But they are skeletons riding zombies, I do believe. Ow. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know which one is... Yeah, we are just eating so much food. Alright. We're gonna retreat a little bit. And I don't know what kind of armor these guys have, but they are tanky. Alright, so we have a copper token. And let's just... Why are we eating so much food? Alright, let's jump down. We are eating something... What are we eating? That is... It's eating everything but what I want it to eat. Oh, it's the bottom right. Oh, great. It's this. Alright, so let's just sit here for a moment. Murder an ice wraith. And yeah, we were eating like zombie flesh and whatnot. This is the auto eating is the worst thing imaginable. Never take it. Luckily we could start working towards things. So the problem is, the biggest issue is like we need to make sure our attack and all that stuff is high. Otherwise, we just lose out on so much stuff. Alright, it's you. And it's the skeleton. Please. Perish. You especially perish. Okay, that time we ate. Yeah, we're eating things that I'm trying not to. I wish I could prioritize. I want you to eat this item. But it's not, it's awful. Okay. Let's try this again. And unfortunately, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. What I think I'm going to probably do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and reset all of my skills. And I'm just going to take a screenshot or something of all the stuff that I currently have. So that, let's try to rush that other spawner. So that we can... Alright, perfect. I want the item. And, yeah, I don't know why these guys are so tanky. And then we get rid of everything. Alright. So, we've secured the front door. Maybe. These ice wraiths are annoying. They're also everywhere. Yeah, we're just eating so much stuff. Alright, can we get the first of the torches in this place? Yes, yes we can. Alright, so looks like Magenta Wool. It is fairly well lit. Okay. There is a lot to this place, though. And we got to get rid of all the food. I think our lives are going to be a lot easier if I just deal with that sooner rather than later. I do have a lot of levels kind of saved up, and we can also... Ow. We can also... Where are you? Whoa, you are a fast guy. Alright, let's get out of here. We can also farm and all that kind of stuff for a while, and that will get me a lot of experience. So, yeah, this is the place that we're going to take on. Unfortunately, most of this episode, let's go get the other spawner that's over there. That is the invisible guys. And we'll check out the ships that are out here before we end the episode off. Hey, there is a thing over there. Let's go... Ooh, lag spike. I don't like lag spikes. Alright, so where was... Oh, hey, Skeleton 1. You are a lot easier to deal with. So... Yeah, this hammer should do a lot more damage to these guys than it seems to be. I don't know, like, what is up with them, but I really wish it stopped eating everything that's good. Everything that's good in my life. It just devours it. So we'll check out a little bit of this stuff, but there is a sign over there, so let's go look at that. And then we'll check out this the ship. This might just be a shipwreck. There's another one there. Those might be legitimately just shipwrecks. Yeah, we ate another golden apple on accident. Ugh. Awful. Never take the one thing. Here, Tigart Maritime charted the Royal Temple on the first day of the 9th month of the year of Jarl Harper. So, yeah, this is potentially the Royal Temple. I thought it was the Noble's Retreat. It might be the same thing. But this feels... I mean, we saw Skeleton ones. If you see named mobs like that and it's not anything but, like, Skeleton 1, probably fine. Alright, nothing here. Sure. We'll take that. Why not? Okay, so it's getting to be night. I am going to go ahead and end the episode off here. It's been long enough. I am going to reskill. And in fact, God, there's so many of them. Ow. There are so many of those things. We are going to head over here. I'm going to grab my horse. I'm going to leave the bed there and pretty much everything else. I don't even know what we're eating. Probably the fish. I don't know where it wants me to put the stuff that it wants me to actually eat. But yeah, so I am going to, and I think I'm going to do this right away. You broke the lead. All right. So gonna do this on camera. I'm gonna set up some stuff, probably working more on the farm between episodes. We'll see. But at the very least, I'm going to try to get all of my skills back. So let's actually put Mr. Horse back on here. So yeah, this is what we have. And farming, I mean, we're going to take both the farming skills. Agility, I never had anything. Defense, nothing in building. We had that. I'm literally taking pictures of it with my phone right now. So we have all of these, and we have all of the skills. So now we do the fun thing of we reset. And everything just disappeared. So now I can't use my hammer. I can't use my pick. We're going to use all these levels and try to get things back up. I should be able to at least ride the horse and use a lead. Gathering 4. Okay, so that's something I'm going to have to deal with. But I'm going to head back to the base. And I'm going to reskill up. It's going to take a while. I'm going to do a lot of farming. Hopefully we can get a bunch of stuff done at the base. But yeah, things are not going to be great. So that is going to be my fun thing between episodes. The plan for next time is we're going to continue working on that area, the Noble's Retreat, and then we will hopefully be able to make a little bit more progress once we're inside, and we can not have to deal with, you know, constant ice wraiths. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was a much more base building, looting type of episode, but I wanted to get a little bit of adventure in. So we'll continue that next time. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!